Hi there, my name is Letitia Pfinder and welcome to my channel for another episode of Follow Along Friday. Today we'll be making this super quick, easy thank you card. Very easy. I really like it. It's super adorable. And it's got some hand lettering on it that I'm going to show you how to do today. So to make this card, I'm just using a pre-folded card base from the dollar store. You can obviously make it to whatever size you like, but I'm just using this to make it, again, quick and easy. You also need a mat to go under it. I'm just using this scrap pink that I have. And I've cut it to about ½ centimeter smaller than the actual card, the card base. You'll also need some ribbon, or I'm using some lace ribbon that I got this at the dollar store as well. So it's always a good tip is to hit up your dollar store for some cheap craft supplies. But you can use whatever ribbon or lace or whatever that you like. You also need a craft tag. This is a size 5 manila from Ranger. You also need a pencil, an eraser. What else do we got here? You also need, oh, of course, you also need a brush pen of some sort. I'm using a Tombow. It's got a brush pen on one side and just a fine tip on the other. I'm not worried about the fine tip. I use the brush for what I'm going to be doing here. So if you have something like a Copic, they're a little thicker and maybe a little harder to get those thin lines, but they'll work as well. I like the Tombows for lettering though. And you'll need a ruler. This is actually optional, but I use it, so. You need some adhesive. I'm using just some craft glue and some double-sided tape, but you can use whatever you like. Some craft scissors, and that is it. Okay, so let's get started. To start it off, I'm just going to put this all to the side and I'm going to show you how to hand letter first because that's the main centerpiece of the card. Now for this, I just take my ruler and I'm marking this specific one at 1 centimeter, 3 centimeters, and 5 centimeters. And then I'm just lightly drawing lines across as a guide for myself. I'm saying this is optional because you can freehand this a little more if you like. I know some people do a fantastic job with that, but I'm fairly new to hand lettering. I love it, but I'm new to it. Somebody who's more seasoned or more comfortable with it might not want to do this. And then I just go back in, and I know these are 2 centimeters apart, so I'm just marking at 1 and 1, so right down the middle. Oops. So right down the middle. And again, just drawing a really light line. We're drawing them lightly because we're going to erase them. If you're not comfortable hand lettering, you can always stamp in your sentiment. No problem there. This is just a really nice, almost rustic, I guess. I'm not sure if that's the right word. You'll know what I mean. You've seen the card. Alright, so I've got these in. I'm just taking a kneaded eraser, and I prefer the kneaded eraser because I find I can lift the graphite up as opposed to rub it off, and that allows me to lighten the lines quite a bit. And when I still want to be able to, like, when I still want to see them. And then you can rub it off when you're done with it. No problem. It's just a really handy thing to have in your toolbox. Okay. So now I've got my lines. I know that they're probably a little too light for you guys to see. But the first 3 at the top are going to be for your thank you, or for your thank, sorry. So those would have been my first 3 lines. and those would have been my second 3 lines. So this would, the top part, the top line is the most top part of your letters. The middle line is where you kind of put things like the top of the H and the A, and like where your lowercase letters will kind of end, except for things that extend like the H and the K. And then same here. So you'll see what I mean in a second. And you can do any kind of font or anything you like. You can do something really simple. I'm just adding a bit of a curve to the T, bringing it down. I just wanted to do something really simple for you guys, and I really like the way this looks. So just bringing the A up to there and back down with a little, see? I'll just move my light a bit so maybe it'll be easier for you guys to see. I'm doing this kind of sketchy right now. I have done hand lettering without putting in the pencil first, but I find that this is a little easier when I want to be very exact, and I think for showing you guys it makes it a lot easier as well. So for the Y, I'm just doing a little curve like I did at the top of the T, bringing it down to the midline, and then curving up here because it's the capital letter, so it's hitting this bottom line, it's not going past it, it's just hitting it. The O, you don't have to do anything fancy to that, just put an O, and then the U with a little, there you go. Quite easy. Then you go in with, I'm just going to lighten those lines a bit again for myself, because this is a lighter color, or it's not super opaque. The pencil will show through, you'll be able to erase it later. So I lighten them first. Okay, so I'm just using this Tombow in a blue. And the trick to this is, on any downstrokes, maybe I can show you on a separate piece of paper for a moment. I just have a scrap here. So on any downstrokes, you want the line to be thicker. So you want to push, like so. On any upstrokes, you want to use more the tip of the brush, and you want to press lightly. So you're getting, see? So you're getting some thinner, lighter lines. And then down, up, see? It's probably best if you practice this a few times if you've never done it before. This is just simple, basic lettering stuff. Oh, that had some glitter on it. Alright, so that's basically what I'm doing. I'm just following my guides. So the beginning of this T is an upstroke, so I'm going very thin. I'm going to thicken it a tiny bit on top here. Like there. And then down, up. The downstroke is thicker. Make that a little thinner. Downstroke. Up. And this is really fun to play around with. Sorry, you're gonna hear my marker hitting my light here a bit. And there's actually like a lot of construction or something going on outside, but I don't know where it's coming from. So please excuse any of that noise. For the O, I'm just following the path I would normally take. Go. See, super easy. And obviously, I mean, I'm telling you, this is a really quick card, and it really, really is. This video is obviously going to take me a little longer to show you guys because I'm talking about it and I'm trying to explain what I'm doing, but when you're just doing it, it's very quick. This actually wouldn't be a bad card if you needed to make a lot of cards, like you needed to make a bunch of thank you cards, or you know, a bunch of invitations or something like that, this works really well for that. Alright, so we're just going to put that to the side for now. And I've got our mat. Here, let me move my light back. Okay, so I got our mat here. And we need our ribbon. Or a lace, whatever you're using. And I'm just going to measure it out to be just a tiny bit longer than the actual card because we're going to fold it over. Where's my pencil? I just lost my pencil. I was just using it. Oh, there it is. I'm blind. I gotta clean up my desk a little bit. Okay, and I'm also just gonna mark how wide it is because I'm gonna be putting down some double-sided tape. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut that out. Oops. I like to. Didn't even have to chop off that much, I just kind of miscut it a bit. That's fine. Alright, so I'm just taking some double-sided tape and I'm gonna use this to adhere it to the front. I'm just doing this so it doesn't move around very much, keep it stable. If you're worried about any of the stickiness coming through, like through the lace, if you're using a ribbon that's not lacy or doesn't have holes in it, then obviously this isn't a big deal. Oops. But if you have something like this, if you're using something like this and you have a lacy ribbon, holes in it or whatever, and you don't want the sticky to come through, if you have one of these static bags for heat embossing, if you just pat it over it, it gets rid of the stickiness. Really great tip, actually. My mom taught me that one. I think I'm actually just going to put a tiny little piece right in there as well because that's popping up a bit. Now if you're using just some like normal craft or wet glue with lace, there's a good tip for you is see how some of these are more woven close together to make the actual design so that you see it. If you put just little dabs of craft glue there, that works really well as well. Just want to put a little bit more tape at the end there. There we go. Flip it over and I'm just going to do a touch of craft glue. And fold that over. There we go. Okay, now to make the little bow, it's very easy. I actually just took some of this and I cut it in half so it's not as thick. And at first I made the bow just using it at its regular width. And it was very cute and it looked good, but I found it made it a little bit too bulky. So I decided to cut it in half, and that also made it last for 2 cards. So that's a good tip for you there. Now to make bows, I just do what I do when I'm tying my shoes. It's really that simple. So you make your little knot first. Try to keep it center. You can always trim it if you need to. And then make your little like bunny ears, go around and under. Maybe I should also give my mom some credit for this. She taught me how to tie my shoes. You know she watches. She likes the little shout outs. So, hi mom! Alright, and then just pull it. And you just play with it. So what size you like it at. You can kind of just place that there to see if you like. I think that looks really good. I'm just going to trim the tails off of it. I made it a little too long. There we go. I think that's adorable. Okay. So what I love about this card is it looks a little more complicated than it really is. Because it makes it look like the tag is actually tied through onto the card. And it's not. Just some little trickery there. So all I'm doing is putting some double-sided tape on the back here. You can use wet glue or whatever you like. Alright. Just peel those off. I really need to get myself like one of those tape guns. You guys know what I'm talking about, like an ATG gun, whatever they're called. Clearly, I'm a professional. Clearly. Okay. And I'm just going to place it kind of on a tilt here. I think that just adds a little more character and interest to the card. Alright. And before the bow is stuck on, actually, you know what? I'm going to use double-sided tape for that. I'd like it to dry fast and I don't want it to warp, so you may need to add, if you want to use double-sided tape, you may need to add just a few drops of glue onto this area because the tape won't stick to this as well as it'll stick to the paper. So it might give you a tiny bit of trouble. I did it on the first card and I didn't really have any trouble, but it's just a warning that it could happen. So just to reinforce it with a tiny bit of glue there. Doesn't hurt anything. Oops. Alright. And to adhere the little bow, I'm just going to take some craft glue and I'm just going to put a little dab of it right into the middle of the tag hole. Like so. I'm just going to make sure it's good. There we go. Pop it right down in the center. And I'm going to hold it there for a couple moments while it sets. A lot of these craft glues dry really fast, so should be okay. I think that's fine. Alright, all that's left to do is to adhere it onto your card. I'll do that quickly. See, this is where you run into the problem. It kind of wants to lift up the ribbon instead of coming off clean, but once it's on there, it seems to be fine. Just wanted to warn you, just in case, you know, don't blame me if your cards fall apart like that when you're using ribbon. Honestly, I've never had a problem, but it seems like it's something that could happen. But with the holes and whatnot there, you know, the tape is also sticking to the paper, so. And just center it and place it down. And there you have it. It's a really beautiful card. I love this card. Alright, so if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more from me, you can go ahead and click that subscribe button down below, and you'll be notified whenever I post a new video. If you like this series of videos and you want to see more from me, and you like something, like you want to see something specific, you can go ahead and comment down below and let me know. If you make anything using my tutorials, I would love to see them. So you can share with me via my social media, or you can just chit chat with me there. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and until next time.